お、来たね。それで今日はどこに行くんだい？
バッチリ打ち合わせ通り頼みます。バッチリ期待に応えて残念でした。絡めかります。みんなで隙がらず絡めかります。はあ作戦成功。バッチリ計画通りでしたね。作戦開始。皆さん落ち着いてきっちり決めちゃいましょう。監視します。残念でした。そここれはどうです？これでバトンの期待に応えてみせます。きれいさっぱり終わらせましょう。ほらほらたっぷり感謝です。せっやっぱりあなたはいつも正しいみたいです。 行とはね。ええ、共に参りましょう。
ギャラは忘れずに頼むよ。
誓いを果たすために私は戦うよ。
うら
いいね、ありがとう。この時に悪いここはっ邪魔をしないで。はっ俺光をここ
正体進歩。
俺は強いぜ。
今こそ勝負。
感謝している。どうかしら。いいね、ありがとう。さあベル、あなたが輝く時を任せて。暁の光を迎え世界に夜明けを。終わったね。みんなを守れてよかった。 うよ。誓いを果たすために私は戦うよ。この調子でいこう。邪魔をしないで。心配いらないよ。私に任せて。この調子でいこう。来たよ。油断せずいこう。心配いらないよ。私に任せて。はっ。邪魔をしないで。心配いらないよ。私に任せて。熱くなりすぎちゃダメだよね。ちょっと落ち着いたらまた頑張ろう。誓いを果たすために私は戦うよ。やあ、敵は邪魔をしないで。来たよ。油断せず行こう。ここ。ここ。誓いを果たすために私は戦うよ。邪魔をしないで。今は永遠に刻む。この調子でいこう。熱くなりすぎちゃった。心配いらないよ。私に任せて。やあ、この調子でいこう。邪魔をしないで。やあ。心配いらないよ。 私は戦うよ。この調子でいこう。邪魔をしないで。ここ油断せず行こう。
おいおい、まさかこの程度か。
今永遠に刻む。
俺様をここまでたぎらせるとはな。
誓いを果たすために私は戦うよ。ここやや邪魔をしないで。今永遠に刻む。心配いらないよ。私に任せて。邪魔をしないで。今は永遠に刻む。この調子でいこう。誓いを果たすために私は戦うよ。撃破。邪魔をしないで。だが油断せず行こう。やっここはっやっ誓いを果たすために私は戦うよ。心配いらないよ。私に任せて。ここ撃破。はっ来たよ。油断せず行こう。邪魔をしないで。今は永遠に刻む。ここはっ 誓いを果たすために私は戦うよ。心配いらないよ。私に任せて。こここの調子でいこう。邪魔をしないで。やあ行くよ。今は永遠に刻む。誓いを果たすために私は戦うよ。やったわ。油断せず行こう。邪魔をしないで。はっやあ心配いらないよ。私に任せて。誓いを果たすために私は戦うよ。やあ邪魔をしないで。わあやあ今を永遠に刻む。この剣で今を切り開く。この調子でいこう。なんだい。頼み事なら遠慮なく言ってくれよ。 暴力には暴力か。最悪の組み合わせだ。ありがとう。じゃあね。せい、これでもう終わりにしよう。後悔しても遅いから。こちらいつでも話し合いは無意味。火を持って火を救う。私にしかできない芸当ね。無理しないで。大丈夫だから。先生るってね。遅い。せい、食らいなさい。やるわね。火を止める桜君。こちらは火を持って火を救う。私にしかできない現象ね。食らいなさい。試合は無意味。烈風公園。そこ火だらけだよ。もう終わりにしよう。それじゃ後片付けしよっか。暴力には暴力か。最悪の組み合わせだ。遅い。ありがとう。遅い。これでもう終わりにしよう。話し合いは直行は料理、横は人形。さあお眠りなさい。食らいなさい。隙だらけね。これで桜木よ、拙者に力を。直行は料理、横は人形。さあお眠りなさい。食らいなさい。話し合いは無意味。この程度かたじけない。無理しないでください。大丈夫だから吠えろ。 暴力か。最悪の組み合わせだ。遅い。もう終わりにしよう。後悔しても遅いから。この程度でこちらはいつでもこれでそこ。直行はゴール、横は冥道。さあお眠りなさい。遅い。ありがとう。反省の時間これで火を遊んだ桜君。こちらはいつでも火を持って火を救う。私にしかできない芸当ね。これで遅い。超えろ。もう終わりにしよう。熱風ありがとう。後悔しても遅いから。火を持って火を救う。私にしかできない現象ね。暗いだ。火を染める桜君。それ。ありがとう。せい。食らいなさい。遅い。吠えろ。反省の時間だよ。こちらはいつでも火を持って火を救う。私にしかできない現象ね。これで食らいなさい。火だらけだよ。熱風ありがとう。隙だらけね。食らいなさい。これ火を遊べ桜君。こちらだいつでも。お姉さんが負けるわけないでしょ。悲劇は繰り返させません。砕きます。 きます。
これが私の答えだ。
感謝。
これが忍びの術。
黄泉の国へ引きずり込んであげます。遅いです。この状況では皆を守るのが難しい。儚く散れ。邪魔しないでくださいます。
このままでは足手まといになるのだ。皆の者、僕が死に場所と心得よ。言うな。忠義を重んじるなら生きることに専念しろ。ここで死してはそれこそ奴の思うつもだろう。お前たちの力はこの先も必要だ。だから死ぬな。生きるために私に続け。
成功して砕きます。
攻撃がやんだ。
後期で遅いです。
これが忍びの術。一刀のもとに切り伏せる。
私たちの準備は手とこよまで落ちてきなさい。儚く散れ。成功しても無駄です。この勝利を糧に私たちは本懐を遂げます。
大事なものを無情にこの手で守る無駄なことをゲームのままならここの連中の人間を卒業させられたのだ。つまり偏見が直々にそう考えるのが自分だろう。
そこよまで落ちてきなさい。はっ受けなさい。いや受けてみろ。大曲将来。終わりを発動したの。受けなさい。
これが忍びの術。
どうだ。どうだ。やめてみさせられる。
神一刀のもとに切り伏せる。
どうだ。どうするない。
勝ち続けよう。たとえ迷いが消えずとも。不全貌天参る。覚悟。風のごとく氷意識のこと消えろ。参る。上等切り伏せてくる。覚悟逃がさぬ。参る。後ろ知る百さ。はっ逃がさぬ。で決める。風のごとくうわっ紅の氷覚悟消えろ。一度の知る百王天の真覚悟。はっ逃がさぬ。参る。風のごとく行くぞ。はっ覚悟意識のこと敵は切るのみ。虫だ知る百さ逃がさぬ。はっで決める。風のごとく逃がさぬ。身を捨ててこそ浮かぶ手もあれ。参る。覚悟逃がさぬ。はっ
あわわ人がバタバタと。
上等切り伏せる。風のごとく行くぞ。氷敵は切るのみ。虫だ知る 却下覚悟逃がさぬ前覚悟前覚悟行くぞ決めるおう天の陣はっ後ろ知る百科覚悟氷風のごとくはっ逃がさぬ敵は切るのみ読み通り砲台は自動で照準を定めていたならばあとは知恵を巡らすだけだよし拙者はこの剣に恥じぬ戦いをするまで不全貌天気参る上等切り伏せてくる参る氷消えろ後ろ散る百科風のごとく覚悟逃がさぬはっ前で決めるはっ逃がさぬ覚悟またしても見合えるの戦闘風のごとく逃がさぬおう天の陣前後ろ知る百科覚悟はできたいざ参るはっ前はっ前逃がさぬ風のごとくいや死に場所はここではない影に隠れるのはもうやめですはっすべて儚くやってくれましたね砕きますはっキリがありませんよね儚くするこれが忍びの術よ私たちの準備はできています砕く遅いわ儚くするねえエミーミル なものをこの手で守る。これが私の答えだ。
好奇です。今なら
そこでワンカの一口。
受けなさい。黄泉の国へ引きずり込んであげます。遅いです。成功しても無駄です。邪魔する者は切り捨てます。そしていつか必ず。
真理の力使いこなしてみせよう。やっワンカの一口。はっどうだ。やっはっ我がこの剣に
その首もらい受ける。
ねえ隊長、ここのビスウェイどっかで見たことがある気がするんだけど。
一刀のもとに切り伏せる。これが忍びの術。この剣すべて込める。そこで大曲将来。どうだ。やっ無駄なことを。これが私の答えだ。やっどうだ。これが忍びの術。どうだ。
こんなところに子供。あら、もう次のおもちゃが来たのね。
近づくなとこたち。奴こそがカラスゴはるか。天剣だ。おい。 はい
ああ、次から次へと呼んじゃって。
オロチの力に味を知るか。剣は我が一刀のもとに切り伏せる。
どうしようもないわ。どうだ、そこで受けてみろ。
戦争剣の形ながら一を万信頼回避。これが忍びの術。
任務完了ね。
この後一杯どう？不全貌天気参る。上等切り伏せてしまう風のごとく。氷はっ敵は切るのみ。行くぞ。覚悟。ああ逃がさぬ。早く最後に敵を制す。一度死ぬキャッター。行くぞ。はっ覚悟。敵は切るのみ。ああ降臨参る。覚悟逃がさぬ。参る。覚悟逃がさぬ。参る。死ぬ百科。不全貌天気参る。上等切り伏せてくれる風のごとく。氷消えろ。行くぞ。やあ虫の羽死ぬ百科。行くぞ。決める。参る。おう天の神。やあはっ覚悟。はっこの配置他と異なるな。道だと進んでみるか。 覚悟行くぞ。逃がさぬ。覚悟結ばぬ知る百さ。ここは拙者がいた戦場か。行くぞ。この力ならば続ける。はっ覚悟参る。後ろはっ知る百回。はっ参る。参る。参る。もう何も恐れはしない。恐れる必要などないんだ。後ろ知る百さ。後ろ知る百さ。はっ後のことは拙者に任せよ。こうよらば神の字わら花のように強い。逃げられる永遠にここにとどまれ。バットこの程度か。バカなバカなバカなバカな。それ我が子らを存分に食らうがよい。剣と心がもう一つに。桜木バット天使。この程度か。熱狂して力がみなぎる。花のように強い。逃げられる気だ。虫けらどもがせいぜいある。バットいざ参らん。桜木よ拙者に力を。ザン屈服せい。勝利だな。だがまだできたはず。 よらば明鏡止
こうして3人が揃うのもなんだか久しぶりね。
ああ、これで本領を発揮できる。花のように強く。
もっと無駄にあがいてみせよ。
桜木バット
許してほしくば世を楽しませてみよう。
桜木バット
もっと無駄にあがいてみせよ。
明鏡止水力がみなぎる。
強さねばならぬ。奪うには惜しい命であるが是非に及ばず最後まで楽しませてみせよう。
この程度か。
泣いて許しを請うてみよう。もっと無駄にあがいてみせよ。さあ行け。許してほしくば世を楽しませてみよう。
この程度か。
天中である。
桜木バット
もっと無駄にあがいてみせよ。
いざ参らん。どうだ。
許してほしくば世を楽しませてみよう。
天中このままいけばよし、一気に畳みかけるぞ。
了解。思ったよりあっけなかったわね。
だが城内のベイ勝利だな。だがまだできたはず。答えろ城内。 者は外周の守りに徹しろ。真ん中の者は私がやる。儚く口で成功しても無駄です。邪魔する者は切り捨てます。そしていつか必ず。 楽しい任務の時間だ。さあ行くぞ。来週一緒だね。
お掃除完了しました。
よし、それじゃあモニタリング装置を置くとしよう。
モニタリング装置。
フォトンレールの接続パーツを監視するためのものだ。覚えておけ。
キルがありません。
楽しくなってきたな。こいつは行くぞ。
あ、場所選びの基準分かったかも。ビスベインの活動状況と設置環境の両方を見ながら決めてる感じでしょ。
ああ、とはいえこいつがモニタリングできる範囲は広い。ぶっちゃけ適当に置いてもいいんだけどね。
だったら別に全部一箇所に置いてもよくなくない？ちょっとなんでそこで黙るの？もしもーし、返事してよ、ピクメクさん。
こいつは効くぞ。それ。よし、これでラストだ。何度経験しても勝利の足は悪くない。
で、この後はどうするの？
長期戦になることは必至だ。各員、陣形を整え次第力の温存に徹しろ。
聞こえたな。我々で東映を守り抜くぞ。やっ生きる。我が身は煉獄の豪華悲しみ遠欲の桁。やっ見切ったぞ。勝てろ。遠欲の桁。我が身は煉獄の豪華。勝敗は決した。終わったな。
Alright, I'll hop on the mic a bit. How you guys doing? I'm not doing anything frustrating right now. I think I can handle being on the mic. I'm just trying to avoid playing anything that's gonna make me like audibly frustrated, as I definitely felt my stress symptoms coming back after I found out that Jax disappeared, and usually with sick cats that means that they died. I mean, there are some exceptions, but trying to just keep my stress levels low. Not really anything worth mauling for anyway right now. There's a lot of cool games coming out the next few months, but this month was pretty barren outside of Next Fest. I don't feel like typing anymore, so I'll hop on the mic. If I feel like I'm getting frustrated, I'll turn it off. I've kind of just been sitting here in silence. It's actually very relaxing to play this game. This game is not really a a mouthing game. You want like a challenge? I wouldn't recommend playing this game, but the game also doesn't treat you like dirt, so I think that's worth it. Every cent you spend on this game is, you know, you get a good value for it, which is more than you can say for the games that are more popular than this. Like, if I spend like 30 bucks, could probably more like 50 actually, I can get like triple S and then the extra functor, and get everything. I don't mind doing that. I don't really play Zenless anymore. I think I'm probably just gonna uninstall that game. I have too many expenses. I can't afford to play that game. Crystal of Atlan I'm still playing, but I'm not really spending any money on it. Just the battle pass and like the monthly card thing. It's like $5. I'm not spending any more than that. It's mostly just this and PGR, like the main ones I play in terms of like spending money. This game has the only good like 50-50 pity system that exists, so I don't mind throwing them a bone. I definitely wish they still had the content creator program, but this game is far more affordable for low-income people than the competitors, for sure. The fact that you can lose the pity and then still get the character, and you don't lose pity, is actually really nice. I got one of the best light characters for free that way. Yeah, you really gonna make me do stealth? No, just kill these dudes. Bootleg Common Riders. Okay, good. You're not gonna make me do stealth. Thank you. No stealth. No stealth. These bootleg Ronin warriors don't deserve any mercy. Just attack up front. Should be able to get the functor after this, and we'll probably do PGR after this, then maybe Spirit X Striker, Dragon is Dead. The next game after this. Yeah, it's one of those games you can spend like $10,000 on, but there's no need to. They just put that stuff there for the people that have more money than they know what to do with. You don't need to get it. I enjoy playing it. It's just if it's going to be very raid focused, I might not do stuff like that because that actively makes me frustrated. Gachas I spend the most time on, not necessarily money, but time. It's ones where I don't have to talk to anybody. Must be antisocial. That's why I had like 1,200 something hours in PSO2. You never had to talk to anybody in that game. And obviously free-to-play games have like the worst communities. And you have to actually talk to somebody. But I like that I didn't have to do that. Let's see, is that enough? Oh, like one more. One more should do it. Actually, this will do it right here. I'll do the rest later. I need to go on PGR. Yeah, that's how they stop RMT. That's exactly how they stop RMT. Oh, there we go. Nice. Alright, good. Alright, that's one in the bag. I get the one for, shield. Alright, so we'll just go ahead and save up for that one. Well, good. That was a successful grind. I only need to get, the other character. I'm gonna have to swipe for that, unfortunately.
これか
That's
ら
kind
よろしくお願いし
that
ます
cost a bit. This is Aether Gazer. Let me see how much it's gonna cost. It's 1,800 for 15 right there. I'll buy that one. That's 6,000 or 5,980 to be exact. But we'll just round it up to 6,000. This is a shit deal right here. The generic tickets. You don't want to buy those. It's a waste of money. This one is kind of a shit deal too, actually. So if I got 6,000 worth, what would be the best thing to get? Probably this. Probably this for the coolant, because then I could get another 2K from the story, which I have to clear anyway. I generally don't like doing story in these games because they always make you play the shit characters, but you gotta do it for the access key synergy anyway. So I guess that would be 1,800. 1,800 for that. And that's actually like, I think like 20 pulls. And then that would get closer to triple S. And then probably like 2 of those. Yeah, like, how much is that? Like 45 bucks? Yeah, I could probably get almost everything. Anyway, we're gonna switch games now. Yeah, it's very smart of them to let you just buy the gold, because that's the only way that you can stop RMT. Although I do feel like if they're just going to let you buy gold, that they should just let you sell everything. I don't know why they don't let you do that. I feel like if you're going to let people just buy gold, they might as well just go all the way and just put everything on the auction house. They would make more money that way. But there's a lot of things about Crystal Vatlan that seem designed to just waste your time. Like, the fact that you had to do this long grind to transfer like one item over is really dumb. I don't get why it's designed that way, other than just to slow you down, because they don't let you pay to bypass it, which is like normally why free-to-play games do stuff like that. It's to get you to spend money, because it takes too long otherwise. They make it just affordable enough that you want to do it. But Crystal Vatlan's not like that. It's like you can transfer like one item over a month. I don't know why they design it that way. Like, you know, don't you want to encourage people to make alts so that they spend more money? They want to donate to the game? I don't feel inclined to donate when you punish me for making alts. It's like the game wants you to make alts, but then it also punishes you for making them with the troll drops. Troll drops that are for another character. Like, why does it do that? Like, you're not getting any extra money out of me by doing that. Like, what's the point? I've been playing this for a very long time because I have so much stuff. Like, basically infinite items. Like, enough stuff for the next, like, year straight. You never have to buy any of this, but the points just turn into money. You never run out of money in this game. You have to really try to run out of money in this game, even with the triple patch. I'm just gonna get a bunch of these. There, spent it all. Gone in an instant. What we got this week? It's like Towerborn with the not letting you carry any items, and then the interface to get rid of them is so laggy. It's like, why? Why? What reason is there to not let me buy more inventory slots? Because getting rid of items in that game is such a hassle. The game like drops frames constantly. The menu is not responsive. It's not like this game. You can get around the menus quick. It feels like console or like RPG quality. Like, if you're not selling me a solution, just let me carry more. Game's gonna have a bunch of trash items. It should be like a requirement to be able to get rid of it quick. That you can actually go back to playing the game. That's what's great about the Team Ninja games. Team Ninja games let you get rid of that shit super quick. Like, yeah, there's too much of it, but you get rid of it quick. And you're still spending most of the time, like, actually playing the game. Crystal of Atlan's like, we're just gonna waste your time. You know you want to donate $10 to let you just transfer this damn item over that we trolled you with. And just for the right character on someone else on your party, your account. No, that's the funny thing. You can't donate to get it faster. It's just a time-gated grind. Each character can equip like a dozen items, so if you had a whole set that dropped because the game trolled you, it would take like a year to transfer it. I really think they should lighten up on that and get rid of that shit. It's stupid. I'll do the rest of this later. Especially if they're like going to fast track through updates like PGR is doing. PGR is trying to sync up to the other versions within the next well, it's basically like the next 6 months they're supposed to be catching up. It's like if Crystal of Atlan does that, like why don't they accelerate how long it takes? It's fun to play casually. It's definitely not a main game for me. When they add the roguelike mode in the Assassin, I'm probably more likely to stick around. problem with Roll Slop is less the games itself, it's the community that surrounds them, where those people are like incapable of understanding why somebody who works a job or has a family or simply like goes to school, they don't want to like necessarily always mauled over a boss for 6 hours. Now, as somebody who's done that in like Neo and stuff, yes, it's satisfying. But a lot of the people in those communities, more specifically the FromSoft ones, they seem incapable of understanding why people don't always want to do that. It's less the games, it's more the community that surrounds them. The toxicity and not understanding that like people play games for different reasons. I mean, I have 20 years of me doing crazy shit in games. I'm no stranger to it. There comes a time where I just want to have fun. I don't want to completely destroy my already highly publicized bad mental health by mauling over a game all the time. Well, yeah, people are like, they don't want to accept that, like, people find those games boring. They can be. There's also just way too many of them right now. I don't think anybody can deny that. There's just way too many of those games. It's starting to get exhausting. Well, see, that's what I'm talking about. Those people think those games are devoid of flaws because they're marketed as hard. They're marketed as hard. So if you ever point out, like, hey, this boss sucks, or it's unfair, or it's just plain not fun, you just get told to get good. And it's like, I'm sure most of those people are capable of doing the boss. They just don't find it fun. Like, takes me back to my time in high school where my grades heavily fluctuated depending on what was going on in real life. And my teacher would always tell me, "You're capable of doing it." I'm like, just because I'm capable of doing it doesn't mean I don't want. Doesn't mean I want to. Like, I got very good grades when there wasn't shit going on at home. But you ever bring something like that up in a Souls-like game, people just tell you to get good, and they ignore any kind of constructive criticism. Normally people are actually right when they say that. like, yeah, the boss sucks. There's no Souls-like out there that's completely devoid of having like a shit boss. See, if you bring that up, people will just tell you to get good. They'll just tell you to get good. A lot of people in Roll Slop communities can't accept that, like, the casual opinion that you're hearing, because it's mostly, like, people who aren't hardcore saying stuff like that. It's, like, actually what most people think. That's actually what most people think. Because they're not completely... they haven't fried their brain with those games so much. You guys want to see a boss fight? gotta hear Arise. I'm gonna reset him like 4 times in a row. It's just fun. He got reset like 3 times. He barely got to play. He got like 3 attacks in. That's how it should be. You don't deserve any mercy. Roll slop would never, unless it's Neo. And Neo is not roll slop. Yeah, see, if you go and post that on the Steam forum, people will just parrot that you need to get better at the game without understanding that, like, most people are more than capable of beating the boss. Just because the game gives you all the tools to deal with something like that doesn't mean that it's fun. A lot of roll slop enthusiasts don't understand that. Like, a normal person will say that and they'll get told to get good. It's like, well, maybe they don't want to. They're not having fun. They're calling out, like, actual flaws with the way the game is made. But you can't do that in those communities. Unless it's the Neo community. Neo community will, from my experience at least, actively call out shit bosses. Boom. I can't wait for this game to be finished. Exactly what the action roguelike genre needed. Something different. Not another Hades or Vampire Survivors clone. It's actually doing something very unique. It's got its flaws. I think the moveset is too small, so the combo system gets pretty repetitive, but yeah, that game is awesome. Nice to have some variety. Through all these Vampire Survivors clones and Hades clones. Although the Hades clones I played I like better than the actual Hades. It's still something to call out. How many of those games there are. There's like way too many. It's nice we're getting some really cool stuff coming out. Entropy Effect updates, King Static, Morbid Metal, Absalom. We got some good non-generic roguelikes coming. Like all of them are coming this year too, supposedly. So it's very exciting. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my Dragon is Dead achievements, and then I'll see if I feel like doing more after that. I was mostly just planning on playing roguelikes tonight, which I did. I did the Aether Gazer roguelike, I did King Static, and now I'm going to do Dragon is Dead. Go ahead and get my 100% achievements, because they finally fixed that bug. And maybe I'll do some Spirit X Strike, but that might frustrate me, so I don't know if I'm going to commit to that right now. I'll see how I feel after this. I saw people have been adding modding movesets in the Night Rain. they've been putting like entire movesets into it already, which is nuts. I don't know, I wouldn't play that game until it was not roll slop. Somebody adds crazy movesets to it. I mean, the structure of it I like, it's just the combat I wouldn't like. So, I'm waiting for them to do that, and maybe I'd give it a shot. I'm also apprehensive, because even if I did somehow like that game, it's gonna have a fuck ton of DLC. I don't know how fun that game will be to play without DLC. The game is totally going to be a microtransaction nightmare. They've got too much shit to recycle for it not to be. They're gonna put out DLC for that game like Xenoverse. Xenoverse 10th anniversary is next year. It's still getting DLC. I feel like Night Rain is going to be their new DLC depository because they own the IP to it. A lot easier to work with than all the people that are involved with Dragon Ball stuff. And they have like so many bosses and weapons and stuff. It'll be interesting to see how quickly they do that though, because I feel like people are probably maybe getting a little bit burnt out on the game unless they're doing mods. There's already some pretty extensive mods for it that I've seen. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and finish the run here. Bullet DLC is on the 26th. 26th at 10 a.m., so there'll be a Europe-friendly stream on the 26th. I'm gonna get that frame 1. The best roguelike game is that, in my opinion. Nothing else really comes close. I've only played Hades 2 for like 4 hours, and I've put like... I estimate about 100 into Entropy Effect. But it's hard to gauge for sure because I play it a lot offline. Especially when I go on trips and stuff. Or when I'm just away from the computer. Don't always have internet. Hades 2 I just couldn't get into. Entropy Effect is more my jam. Let's go into combat rooms and kill shit. The combat is good. It's like actual hits done and combos and execution. Well, luckily we're getting some more roguelikes like that now. We got King Static, which is the game I just finished playing. Morbid Metal, and then Absalom. Moving the genre forward. I think my best experience with the Neo community was the opposite of get good. People would call out the shit gimmick bosses in those games, and people would just carry you through it. I'm like, yeah, that's how it should be. Don't just parrot somebody to get good. The gimmick bosses in the Neo games they're not difficult, they're just not fun. They're not fun. Let's see, I've never seen this item before. I don't think I actually want to take that. Because you get comboed a lot at the end of the game. Yeah, I'm gonna hold off. Yeah. I'll take the cold hard cash. The one that makes it so you have to kill the boss in 2 minutes is better, because it's far more likely that you'll die than not do that if you have an optimized build in this game. There are some time-wasting attacks in this game from bosses, but not to the point where you can't clear it in 2 minutes. It's pretty much a flat damage increase, that item. It's like always worth taking. This game's got pretty good items, I would say. As somebody who's played a lot of games like this. And you have the synergies, and then there's also like other stuff that could make them good. Kind of want to go for vulnerability more than that. Yeah, that's a good item right there. Alright. A little bit of a build going. I fully intend to clear this run unless I get killed by bullshit. We'll see. I hope Team Ninja takes inspiration from Night Rain and just makes a straight-up roguelike mode in Neo 3. I feel like that's the only thing that makes me not hate that it's open world. It's like they fixed... I played the demo. I couldn't like stream it or anything because it's on my neighbor's PS5. But I played the demo. I think they fixed a lot of the complaints with the level design, namely being unable to jump and all these like annoying puzzles and stuffs that don't make sense. Like they got rid of all that, but I don't feel the open world is interesting enough. I don't feel like that's what the game needed. But I guess I'm trying to appeal to a wider audience, and personally it turns me off having that. I wish that it was just more like Wolong. Wolong had a lot less of the nonsensical puzzles and stuff. It was mostly just, you know, you could jump and there was verticality and some very rudimentary platforming, but the levels were still to the point and not bigger than they needed to be. Neo 3 is like full-on open world, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I hope that they'll have some kind of activities or like game modes that won't revolve around it. That would be the best for me, I think. I also don't like how they've tied like moveset progression to exploring, which I think is whack, before you got it for like using the weapons, which I think was a really good system because the movesets in that game are not easy to master. You know, you're getting more stuff as you do it. I think that was way better than what they're doing now. I'm not sure if I'm really on board with it. I would be a lot happier if they did not have that at all. But we'll see what happens, I guess. I would be happy if it was completely gone. There's no open world. Well, stamina in those games is mostly just an issue in the beginning. I mean, my endgame Neo 2 character basically never even had to key pulse. He had like infinite stamina. he basically just got to completely ignore that system. I think part of the problem with Neo 3 is that they don't the yokai abilities don't work the same way, and that was one of the ways that you could keep attacking because your stamina came back while you were doing them. But it's not like that anymore. The yokai abilities felt a lot worse. Everybody's been saying that. I think people are dooming a little bit over that beta, that alpha a little bit too much, though. People clearly haven't played the betas and alphas for the previous games. The first game had durability in the beta. It also had juggling, which is kind of sad that they mostly took that out. But it had durability, so it was going to be like Breath of the Wild, where your weapon is like made of cardboard or like cheap plastic. You're going to have to keep replacing it over and over. That people told them, hey, this shit sucks, get rid of it, and they did. No. I'm not really too worried about it. I think people have been dooming a little bit too much. Like, that's the point of the alpha, is to figure out what people don't like and get rid of it instead of having to do it. Instead of having to do it after the fact. And you could always just cheat in infinite stamina if you really wanted, but if it's anything like the previous two games, the stamina will be a non-issue. I do think that the yokai ability should replenish it and be... They got rid of a lot of animation canceling. That's what I didn't like. Combat feels like better and worse. I only got to play it for a few hours, so obviously I'm on somebody else's time when I'm over there. It's my neighbor's husband. He's a casual gamer, and he let me use it. I'm sure the endgame builds will just make it so you'll basically never run out if you're playing properly, which is how 2 was. Between Key Pulse, Flux, yokai ability cancels. If you played aggressively, you never ran out, but the first playthrough, that wasn't so much the case. You definitely got more exhausted in your first starting playing than after. think the music glitched. Just wondering, I haven't heard this track before. It's not what normally plays, it's glitched. That's alright. As long as I get my achievement at the end of this, I'm good. So I played this game for like 80 hours. Yeah, it's definitely glitched. I don't know what's going on with the music. Well, it'll be interesting to see how builds work in Neo 3. I just thought the combat was kind of worse in some ways. It's the lack of animation cancels and stuff. Not the lack, but reduced amount of them would be the better word. They got rid of a lot of the ways to animation cancel. And I think that's pretty bad, because like, yokai abilities was one of the most awesome things about Neo 2. The fact that it gave you so much flexibility, and the fact that, you know, you could really personalize your playstyle by using those. It was also an animation cancel. It also brought back your stamina, so it really encouraged you to be aggressive by using that. And now that's kind of just gone. From what I've seen from people who played it more than I did, because I only played it for a few hours. That's pretty much been the unanimous things. People don't like how the yokai abilities work. And then the styles, people seem to be pretty mixed on. The thing is that, like, people found out that almost every weapon is going to have a samurai-style equivalent, or version. So, unless they somehow take that out between now and the full release, I think people can stop complaining about that. I think kind of gutting a lot of the animation cancel options is more concerning to me. Like, they found, they glitched out of bounds, and they found, like, moves for different styles, that aren't in the... Moves for weapons with different styles than what's currently, was intended to be in the game. So, yeah, people found that out really quick. I mean, that's what happens when you put a jump button in a game that didn't have one. The thing that tends to break most video games, either for, like, speedrun purposes or just glitches in general, is, like, always a jump button. People found ways to glitch out of bounds. They found that, like, yeah, Fist and and claw are like separate weapons now. They also found ones for, I think the dual katanas as well. The tonfas are also going to have a samurai version, I think, if I remember correctly. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, that's not the issue. I think that people get a little bit too ahead of themselves. Like, pretty much all the previous, like, pre-release Neo games that have had the betas and stuff, they're pretty gutted in terms of content. So, we'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic. They have a good history of actually listening to feedback. They're one of those companies that's not kidding when they say, you know, fill out the form. Don't go complain on social media, you know, like, actually fill out the form and help us, you know, to determine what you don't like about the game. And they always do, for the most part. They do about as good of a job as you'd expect from a big company in terms of, like, actually listening to feedback. So it's going to depend on how many people actually filled out the form. I mean, there definitely are a lot of companies that say they care about feedback and they actually don't. Team Ninja's not one of them. They are very receptive to feedback. I'd say the problem with Team Ninja is mostly just that their patch cycles, their support cycles are like not as long as other games, so like Wo Long got so much better than it was. Wo Long got so much better than it was after release, but when they did the final patch, there was still stuff that people wanted fixed. It never happened. Yeah, Gauntlet and Claw are going to be separate weapons. So the Fists is going to be a samurai-style weapon. Wo Long was definitely the worst Team Ninja game, though. Some people have said Ronin. The problem with Ronin is not the open world or anything, or the combat. It's more the fact that it didn't get any DLC. And, like, as somebody who's played all those games except Ronin for minimum, like, 100 hours, that was the main problem with Ronin. The combat has its faults. I definitely didn't vibe with it that much enough to keep playing it, but I'd say the main problem with that game is that I guess Sony funded it and didn't commission DLC, so it has a fraction of the post-game stuff and content that the other games do. Even Stranger in Paradise, which was commissioned by Square Enix for probably like $5. That game's DLC made it so much better. And I think Stranger in Paradise actually would have been worse than Ronin in every way if it hadn't gotten the DLC. It's very weird that game didn't get barely any post-launch content. They did a couple, like, polish patches and that was it. It was like the first playthrough of Stranger in Paradise was terrible. Not at all representative of what the game is actually like. First playthrough in that game was the worst. You couldn't interact with the builds at all. That's what I really liked about Kazan. Kazan definitely is worse Neo in a lot of ways, but there were some things about it that were better. Namely that you could, like, actually do builds and stuff on the first playthrough. I thought that that was really nice, because Team Ninja games, you see those crazy builds and combos and stuff, and, like, you can't do that on the first playthrough. First playthrough is extremely vanilla. I thought it was nice that Kazan was like, yeah, you should make it so you can actually interact with that stuff the first playthrough, and it gets better if you keep playing, but you actually get to interact with it the first time. Oh, another... I thought somebody actually wanted to talk to me on Discord. It's one of those AI commission bots. Asks you how you're doing. Like, hey, buy my AI slop. No, fuck off. Make actual art. I don't know if you guys heard this, but Anime Expo, a couple months back, they're advertising a panel that they're going to have at AX next month for teaching people how to voice act or whatever, and it was AI generated. Like the banner, the flyer was AI generated. It was painfully obvious. The guy's hands were all fucked up. Like, yeah, let me go to this panel about becoming a voice actor with this flyer that clearly indicates that you don't want to actually pay real people. You want AI to do it. Like, sure, it sends the right message. Let me go buy an Anime Expo ticket right now. That stuff is just depressing, man, especially because my father and my grandfather are, well, my grandfather passed away, but he was an actual artist. He was an actual artist. He did real art. He didn't type something into a computer and generate a bunch of garbage. Well, that's why I'm against it, because the people in my family are real artists. Like, I have somebody that does my thumbnails, but their life doesn't revolve around me, so I can't always ask them to make them. But, you know, if it's gonna be something like, you know, Neo 3 overview or something, I can get one done. I'd rather have no thumbnail than AI art, personally. If I have to choose one or the other, or a really crappy one I make myself, I'd rather have that than AI art. Stuff is soulless. takes the soul out of creating something. Because you just type something in a prompt, and people are like, "Oh, it takes skill to make." No, it doesn't. Take any skill. Even if it did, it's stealing from like actual artists, and that really bothers me as somebody who grew up with people that do real art. You never see AI art on here. Anime Expo is a garbage convention anyway. I'm glad they got called out for doing that. It's not worth going to. If you only care about the announcements, just go look at it online. Somebody always tweets out the whole thing, or whatever specific thing you're looking for. Game, movie, manga, whatever. A film. OVA or whatever, you can always just go look at it online. Going to that convention is terrible. I went there once and I never wanted to go again. Actually, the worst event experience I've ever had was Anime Expo. It's just they get all the big industries and people and publishers are there, and the other cons don't have that, but personally, you can just watch it online. It's not worth going to. I think being in 100+ degree heat and in a room that's way too small for that many thousands of people is not worth it. Waiting in that line outside in 100+ weather, fuck that. Nothing there is worth that. Especially for me, with my, the medication that I'm on makes me more susceptible to overheating. I have, like, less of a reason to go. Like, zero reason to attend that. There are some times I want to go to, like, one thing, but I'm like, I'm not paying all that and sitting in that line and being in that mosh pit of people for one thing. I don't care that much. Like Johnny Young Bosch will be there or something. Like, yeah, you know, I'd like to get his autograph. Like, I'm gonna autograph my copy of Basara, but do I want to be in that nightmarish conditions? No. I don't want it that badly. I'll live without it. Well, Neo 3 also has enemy step now in ninja style, which is really cool. That's pretty awesome. They straight up added enemy step to the game. That's really cool. I wasn't expecting them to do that. Cool stuff. But yeah, it'll probably be pretty restrictive until you, you know, get past the first playthrough minimum. Just a guess. Yeah, they're going even farther away from roll slop with Neo 3, which is a good thing. they're distancing themselves even more from those comparisons, for sure. Yeah, I wouldn't expect to do too much of that on the first playthrough. Probably bare minimum like the very end of the game. The key management is probably going to be pretty rough. I know they do have that new system where you can equip like passive abilities in the demo, so I don't know if that's going to allow you to have more like build diversity, but it's always like the thing that always filters people who only play From Slop when they play Neo is like they're good at the game, right? They know how to be patient and wait for an opportunity, but you know they only play in one stance. Which I'm not calling anyone out by saying that. I did it too when I first played the first game, because that was the first Souls-like I'd ever played, was that one, because it was the only one I had interest in. But like the game totally expects you to interact with all its mechanics, otherwise it doesn't feel very good. There's definitely a lot more going on than the average difficult melee action game. There's a lot more going on. I just hope that the builds will be at least somewhat usable on the first playthrough. I sure as hell would hope so, because now they've got this big open world. I want to be able to like actually interact with those systems without rolling the credits. That'd be probably my main concern, other than the fact that they got rid of a lot of animation cancel options. I don't want it to be like Stranger of Paradise. The Stranger of Paradise, there are so many awesome builds you can do in that game. It's legit better than the big action RPGs on the market right now. The amount of builds you can make in that game and have like most of them be viable is out of control. It's better than like Diablo and Path of Exile. But the first playthrough you can't interact with any of that stuff. Because you don't have any of the interesting options for one, and then also the power level mechanic, where if you're below a certain power level you do no damage and you get guard broken instantly, completely prevents any kind of build, any build crafting. Like you literally cannot do it. So I'm gonna hope that they don't do that again. I think it's even more imperative that they don't screw it up now that there's a big open world and there needs to be a reason to explore. Stranger of Paradise is like an awesome game, but you really have to sit through the first playthrough. The first playthrough is, you know, it's a more than playable action or Souls-like game, but that's not really what the game is. That's the problem. It's like actually a Souls-like with insane build variety that you can't find like anywhere else. But I can't expect anybody to like actually want to do that, because the first playthrough is a really long tutorial and it's not representative of like the actual gameplay past that point. Because if you're playing efficiently, the bosses barely get to move. If you're building properly, they barely get to move. It doesn't matter what build you have. If you build it properly, they'll barely be able to do anything. But then the first playthrough was like legit difficult. It's like, you know, if you just want that, you can just play Neo, as far as I'm concerned. The thing that sets it apart is the builds that make it more like, you know, Final Fantasy than just a Souls-like. Stranger in Paradise first playthrough was my worst Team Ninja experience by far. Actually, really bad. I don't know what possessed them to make that power level mechanic, which is like never fun in anything. There we go, got the Chivo, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I got all the achievements, nice. Let me go ahead and show it off. Alright, well, I'm probably done with this game until they do more bug fixes and add more legendaries and maybe do some rebalancing. Because I was just talking about action games with good builds, and this game did have good builds until this 1.0 update, and then the build variety dropped off a cliff, and now everybody just runs the same stuff for the most part. There's also still no legendary or mythic belt. I did really enjoy this game. I feel like doing this was a bit of a mistake. Like, it's interesting because this game is before it was kind of like Diablo 4, where you didn't want too many, like the legendaries actually let you make your own build, and there are a lot of different builds you could make, and like most of them could be viable. I mean, some are obviously better than others. Like this one I have right now is pretty busted. But then with this, they kind of went to Diablo 3. Like in Diablo 3, legendaries couldn't compete with set items. Legendaries couldn't compete with set items, so like, you mostly had green items on, and some were like clearly better than others, so there was like nothing really interesting gear-wise. And now this game is kind of like that too, it's the exact same thing. I definitely had fun playing it, but until they fix that, it'll probably be time to transition to another roguelike. Oh, hey, good night, man. Thanks for watching. I appreciate the company. Have a good night. I'll go ahead and show my Chivo here. There we go, 100%. All done. "12 perfect games now." Actually, it's 13, isn't it? Yeah, it's 13, because Xiao Mei doesn't count for some reason. 13 100% cleared games. Actually, it's 14, because I got all the achievements on Bloodstain, but then they did that thing where they added DLC achievements, and Steam doesn't separate those, so when they add DLC achievements, your 100% goes away. So I'm basically paywalled from having 100% in that game. I'm not sure how much I care. But yeah, these are my my platinums on Steam. In games I either really liked or they were really quick to get done. Like, this game sucked. This game sucked. It was early access, but they pushed it 1.0 and they didn't actually finish the game. But the achievement was basically just beating the game once. So, outside of that, these are all games I really enjoyed. Pirate Warriors 4, definitely not my favorite Muso, but I did do everything in it. Dragon is Dead, Wizard of Legend and Otherworld Legends, both some of my favorite roguelikes. You can tell by the playtime here. Warriors Abyss was pretty easy. Mostly roguelikes in here, actually. Astral Ascent I did everything on. Thunderbreaker 4 was fun. I wish it got more content, or like some kind of endgame. I kind of ran out of things to do. God Eater 3 was great as well. I really like that game. Double Dragon Gaiden I did everything in. Mayhem Brawler was okay. It was easy. Indivisible I liked. But the balance when as I played this game at launch, well, the balance was terrible. It got to the end of the game and the combat system stopped mattering. I guess they fixed that later on, but I don't know, they didn't add anything that really made me want to go back. Xiao Mei was really fun. Nice 80s style arcade game. Pretty easy Chivos. Yeah, and then Bloodstain would be in here as well, but they did that DLC achievement thing, and I don't really care about achievements in the first place. I'm not gonna go pay $15 to get my 100% back. A little bit much. Let's see, is that going to do it for tonight? I feel pretty satisfied with that. I did 3 roguelikes, and I got the functor on. I got the functor on Aethergazer, which was like my main goal. I think I'm gonna call it there, folks. I'm out of steam already. Thanks for watching, I guess. I appreciate the company. I'm sorry that I've been slow to get stuff out. It's just life just hasn't let up, and my mind hasn't let up either. Jax was like one of my best friends of the new generation of cats over there, and it's just really hard to see him deteriorate so quick. I don't really know what was wrong with him, but they did not have money to take him to the vet, and then he just kind of disappeared, which, unfortunately with cats, if they show any kind of discomfort and they disappear, it's just their instinct to go away from their loved ones. So I really don't think that he survived. I don't know what happened to him, and it's really been messing with me. I'm glad I decided to stream. I'm glad I decided to turn the mic on. I definitely feel better. I might come back later tonight with Crystal Vatlin, or maybe some Spirit X Strike. Figure out the next game to start, because actually let me go ahead and redo this again. What is the next big game coming out? Well, for my interest anyway. Let me see here. I'm very torn on this because I don't think it's going to have crossplay. It's going to be a Discord fighter in like a week. Also, it doesn't have the brand power that Battle for the Grid had for me, because I'm a big Toku fan. I would have played that game even if it wasn't good, but it ended up being the kind of fighting game I really liked. I don't know anything about Hunter x Hunter. I'm tempted to get it, but the price and the lifespan of the game is in jeopardy. I'm not sure if it's worth it. I don't know what's possessing them to charge $60 for this game. I think they're out of their mind. I'd be lucky for this game to have a month lifespan. Like Fatal Fury had this crazy marketing campaign with like Ronaldo in the game and everything, and like it's already slowly becoming a Discord fighter. Actually pretty fast. It's only been out for a few months and it's already a Discord fighter. So like, realistically, what chance does this have? I feel like the only thing it has in its favor is the fact that it's a popular shonen franchise. So there will be people that will buy it just for that, but like they're not going to go want to get trounced online by combo nuts. like, not really sure. I'm interested in it. I definitely like the demo. It was fun, but I think for that price point, I could just go spend that $50 on PGR and get more entertainment. Well, this game, does this have a demo? No, there's no demo for this yet. I'll have to look at gameplay for this. If it's roll slop, I probably won't bother. Looks a little bit more like Wolong, probably be the closest comparison. I don't know if I'll bother. They only want $50 for it, which isn't bad. I'll have to look at gameplay for it. That's pretty much all for July. Well, I'm gonna go, folks. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you guys later today. There'll be another stream of some sort. Probably doing some more Aether Gazer grinding. That's gonna take priority because they're going away in like 10 days. The last thing I need to get is Seal's weapon. That's the last thing I need to get. And I don't mind cashing on it, but I'm trying to get as much as I can without cashing. Because I'm relatively broke for another week, so gotta hold back on the gaming spending. I'll see you guys later. Good night, everybody. Thanks for watching.